it's finally time to talk about how to master your language bee from scratch. And having grown up in a bilingual household and being able to finally speak 4 different languages, I hope I know a thing or two about how to learn languages and how to learn it effectively and quickly. We've all heard this a million times, but because it's true, practice makes perfect. You have to practice the language and able to master it. The first and probably easiest way to practice language is to make friends that can speak that language. For example, I had a bunch of Mexican friends that I always spoke Spanish to whenever I saw them, and even though they found it a bit annoying now and then when I'd be talking to them at school in Spanish, it was really helpful to me because when they would speak back to me in Spanish, I'd be able to practice my listening skills as well as my vocab. But if you don't have any friends that can speak that language, you can definitely find people in your area that can speak that language too, whether it's at different restaurants, in Chinatown, or different areas around your city. For example, I go to Chinatown very often, and even though I mostly go for the delicious food, I also go down there to be able to practice my Chinese. So whenever I go into a Chinese restaurant, I make sure to order in Chinese, I try to listen into the other conversations on the other tables in Chinese, and whenever I walk around the street, I try to listen into the Chinese conversations. I'm not kidding on that last point. Sometimes I literally just go to Chinatown so I can just walk up and down the main road and follow people that are speaking Chinese to a level that I can understand. Because often people speak their own dialect to each other, so you want to make sure that they're actually speaking the proper version of your language, not a certain dialect. So then I would literally just follow them, pretend to be on my phone, but I'd just be following them, trying to listen into the conversation, and that would also be a fun way to test my listening skills and see how well I actually know a language. And if you're not the sort of person that likes to follow around people secretively around the city, fair enough, but you still want to make friends with people that can speak the language. For example, whenever I coach tennis, there's actually a lot of Italians that come along to play. So I'd always coach them in Italian, even though it took me quite some time to get my tennis vocabulary in Italian sorted. It's also quite a fun experience, so try to practice your target language as much as you can with native speakers. And as a last resort, if you have no people in your area that can speak that language, if you have no friends, even internationally, friends of friends of friends that can't speak that language, if you somehow can't find people to actually talk to, there's always Netflix. With Netflix, you can practice your reading and listening skills because when you watch a movie, you can watch it with, for example, Italian audio and also Italian subtitles. Make sure you don't put English subtitles, otherwise you're going to end up just reading the English subtitles and it's just a speed reading test. Don't do that. Always put on the target language subtitles and audio. And if you can't find your target language for the Netflix audio, you can always put on a VPN to your target country, and that way there's definitely going to be audio for that language.